What's poppin' T Squad? It's your girl Keisha, and I'm here with tonight's Love and Hip Hop Family Reunion Season 1, Episode 1 review. We are finally back. It seems like it has been forever since I last did my Love and Hip Hop review. Love and Hip Hop has been off the air for literally almost, if not a year. Our Mondays have not been the same without it. You know, we used to complain about, oh, it's scripted, oh, it's fake, and this and that. But literally, we have had Love and Hip Hop in our lives for 10 years every Monday night for 10 years. And with it being off the air, you really saw a difference in the climate, in the atmosphere. Like, Monday nights were no longer the same. Like, we have been watching Love and Hip Hop for literally 10 years, and I missed it terribly. So good to see all the old familiar faces again, and it was really dope to get all of the cities together to film this special show. Hopefully, like, the shows are now back filming in their own cities, so we can have, you know, Love and Hip Hop New York and Miami and Atlanta and Hollywood back. I'm so excited. So Trick, Mama D, and Yandy have put together this family reunion in Arizona with all 4 cities. Trick got his son Jaden there, and Young Jock has his son Imani there. Him and Kendra have put the wedding on hold because of COVID. She is not there because she is working. I don't know if she'll show up at some point because some cast members showed up later than others. I know on the show they make it seem like this was just a weekend event, but it really was not. They were literally in Arizona filming for about 3 weeks. I know Kirk and Rashida arrived like within like the last week of filming. If you go back and look on Yandy's page from when she first got her faux locks in, you will see how long they were actually there filming. So Ray J is there with his Hermes blanket on, and he wanted everybody to see. Him and Princess, of course, are divorcing. We all know that. Scrap and the Bam come, but we learned that they have been fighting here recently. Yandy is there, as well as Mandy. Mandices, if you are new to my channel, I call him Mandy. Trick is barbecuing. You know, he's cooking for everybody. Mama D trying to help. Yandy come over there trying to act like she gonna help some. Yandy look like she cook a pot of noodles, child. So Yandy thanks Trick for checking on Mandy while he was, you know, incarcerated and everything. It really meant a lot to them, and he was like, no problem. Sexy Mandy is home. We didn't get to see his release on the show because of, you know, how everything ended, but I'm so happy that Mandy is home. He did his 4-year bid, and now he's back home with his family. You know, Monique, my bestie, that for any of you new T-Squad members, me and my best friend Monique have a show here on my channel called Since You Asked, and Monique has the biggest crush on Mandici's child. Like, if they had ever met up in life, she would be his boo thing. She would be Yandy, child. I just know it. So Paris and Sierra walk in, and you know, Sierra's my girl. It is back. The Sierra voice is back. For any new T-Squad members, I do impersonations, so the Sierra voice will be back tonight. I miss seeing Sierra on my television screen with her dumb slow ass. I just love her. Fizz then walks in, then April walks in separately, so we see that things are not on the up and up with them anymore, but I mean, we all knew that shit wasn't gonna last. Carly and her daughter walk up looking like the Bopsy twins. I mean, she literally looks like the younger version of her mother. They look like identical twins. I'm so happy that Carly's face has settled, because, you know, that last season of Atlanta, her face was not coagulated. Things had not mellowed yet. The shit had not settled, but it really started to settle. I feel like her lips are still a little bit too big. She needs to just get a little bit of it sucked out. Sierra says in her confessional, okay, I gotta take a sip of water. I ain't did this in a year. I hope I still got it. Oh, la 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 la. So Sierra says her confessional, I'm truly enjoying myself. And then Carly, like, sis, what's up? I'm right here. Just talk to me. I missed it so much. So Yandy noticed that they ain't speaking, and she like, ooh, what's the tea, sis? So Trina and Joy walk in, and I mean, they ain't even trying to pretend like the last season of Love and Hip Hop Miami. Remember, Joy and Trick was supposed to be working on their relationship. That has not even been brought up. I mean, we all knew it was just for the damn show, but like, Can y'all acknowledge that they were supposed to be getting back together? Like, what happened with that? So Scrap says, that he is so happy to see Yandy because at some point in his career, Yandy actually managed him, which was some good tea to know. Mama D wants to fix her family because, like I said, things are not going well between the Scrap and the Bam, honey. The Bam want to eat that good barbecue, but she wanted to do Trick wash his hands because he looked like the type that don't, and I would have to agree. Trick looked like the type of nigga that don't wash his hands, will dig in his butt, scratch all in his head, all in his face and shit, and then still put his hands in your food, mixing it together like, no ma'am. So, Ray J remembers when Carly used to be called Diamond back in the day when she was a model in LA. And we see old, magazine clips of young Carly Red. Like I said, young Carly Red looked exactly like her daughter Jasmine. Paris nosy ass. She might have lost weight, but she ain't lost her pension from being nosy. Goddamn it, she want to know what's up with Fizz and April. Because remember the last season of Hollywood, she turned on their asses, and they was into it. I guess they back cool now. Her and April. But she once again all up in their goddamn business or whatever, trying to figure out what's the tea on them. Judy and Mandy arrived together. Mendices is still very fine, very good looking. He got the straightest teeth in America, but I need for that nigga to keep that hat on. I need him to keep that hat on. That hairline is going back, back, back. That hairline is leaning back, leaning back. Leaning back. Leaning back. What's up? Like, yeah, Mendices is fine as fuck when he got a hat on, but without that hat on, child, that hair is giving me Don King. It's giving me Safari before the hair implantation. Like, bruh. He looked like an old man, an old blues singer at that. So, where was I at? Yandy says that she didn't even know her mother-in-law Judy was coming, and she knows that Mendices didn't tell her on purpose because he knows that she would have felt some type of way. And I would have too. Like, don't nobody want to kick it on vacation with my mother-in-law. Like, the fuck, bitch, we got to see your ass at home. The fuck. So, Mendices is talking to the fellas, and he says that, he feels like he in jail all over again because of the pandemic. Like, he literally got out of jail, maybe got a few months of freedom, and then they were all on lockdown, so he really ain't even got a chance to, like, be out here in the streets. But I'm like, low-key, that's probably a good thing. And he says that the banks are closing his accounts because of, the money laundering charges that he got. Like, he was in big time feds. Like, yeah, the feds is watching. The streets is watching, sir. So Yandy asks Carly about Sierra, like, what's going on with them? And Carly says that Sierra hasn't been there for her during her divorce from Big Mo, and that she texted her some horrible things about her failed marriage. So she wrote about her in the blogs. And she don't really know if Sierra can be a real friend to her. Yandy says, Carly says some people want to befriend you for clout. And I'm like, okay, now Carly, now you're trying it. Cause like Sierra don't need to befriend you for clout. Like, her character was already cemented in the show before y'all even got cool. Like, what does her being friends with you really bring to her life? Like, let's keep it honest. Let's keep it a buck. It ain't like you put her on to no bag. Like, she got her own thing going on. Y'all not competing in that lane or whatever. Like, I felt like that was a bit much. Like, you can be mad all you want, but don't say that she just wanted to be friends with you for clout. So Sierra is ear hustling because they're literally across the table from each other. And she has had enough. So Sierra turned around to Carly and said, you lying. You was lying, Carly. So Sierra, her confession say, I mean, if you're not going to say a word to me, then you don't need to be talking about me. So Carly says, this is not the time nor the place. We'll talk at some other time. So Trina want to have a lingerie party for just the ladies that night, and Mama D and Trick Daddy get up to address the crowd. And Mama D says, me, Yandy, and Trick Daddy, can I call you Daddy? And I was like, but low key, Mama D would be more age appropriate than anybody else to be fucking with Trick Daddy, they actually would make a decent looking couple. Cause he looking like Fred Sanford, a chocolate version of Fred Sanford, and she looking like Willona or whatever that lady name with the cock out used to come over there. Like they would make a perfect couple. So and she'd just be just as freaky as he would want her to be, child. And she would probably like that pot belly he is and that rubbery ass I'm going to have that leathery ass baseball mitt skin of his. And yes, I know he got a sickness or whatever. These are all jokes. Calm the fuck down. It's for entertainment purposes only. So, Trick addresses the crowd and says it's gonna be a great weekend. Mandy and Yandy are in their room that night, and she trying to figure out what she gonna wear to the lingerie party because she want to be young and spicy, like she getting up there in age, but she want to let these hoes know I still got it. Meanwhile, Mandisi like, you should be wearing that for me because like we ain't even been smashing because since he's been home, the kids been in the bed with them, and he want that good back. He been stroking it on his own for far too long. He need for her to put in some of that wrist action. And so she was like, I mean, we could have, but you got your mama here. And she was like, you was wrong for not even telling me that Judy was coming. But like I said, he don't even want to focus on that. He want to focus on them getting underneath the sheets or whatever. And I don't blame him. So Jasmine shows Carly her look for the night. And Carly is not here for it. She was like, they're showing too much tits and ass and this, and that, and the third or whatever. And in Jasmine's confessional, we learned that she was raised by her grandmother and feels like her mom should have been there for her, the whole time, So it's obvious that even though her and her mom have a good relationship, that there's still some resentment there with Carly not really being present 100% in her life growing up. And any child would feel that way, missing out on having their mom there with them. So the Bam and Sierra are outside the pool, in the pool area. And I must say that the Bam's look is finally on point. It's always been something about the Bam where her look just comes across very tacky and ghetto and flea market-esque. But her hair was laid, the wig was laid, her makeup was finally nice. It wasn't all looking like some shit she got from a beauty supply or Mary Kay. Her outfit was cute. It didn't look like it was no fake Gucci or Fendi. Like she finally looked like they got a check. Like I was so happy for her. So they sitting down talking, and Sierra say, girl, Carly, like, enough is enough with this bitch. Like, I really want this shit to be done with. Go fight with a lady that's like 50 years old. Before we came on this trip, she got up underneath my Instagram page and said some foul shit, girl. So they showed the comment, and Carly said, some don't know the true meaning of real friends. Thank you for posting. So I was like, that ain't even no foul shit. That was just some stupid, shady, catty look kid shit. Like, okay. I would have laughed and like put a heart emoji on some shit like, okay, girl. So Sierra says, I don't even want to beef with Carly. Women is power. We got a black woman as vice president right now. Anyway, today at the barbecue, Mama D was like, the Bam and Scrap been talking about divorce. So the Bam was like, she said that to you? And Sarah was like, yeah. She was like, you need to fix it. Her say divorce. I was like, oh. I just want to have a conversation with Sierra while she talk, and then I talk with her voice, and we just speaking with each other. Oh my God, that would be so hilarious. I'm gonna make that shit happen. So the Bam was like, that's messy as hell. I'm trying to find a balance. I'm trying to figure out how to be a mother to my two babies, and this nigga is needy as fuck. Scrap a little immature, so we get into it, and he like, maybe we should get a divorce. So I wake up the next morning with the same energy. So they both was just being petty and shit. But that's one thing I say, you have to be careful with doing and saying shit like that when you're married, or even when you're just in a regular relationship. You don't threaten divorce, don't threaten to break up like that, because once you put it out there, it's some shit that can be easily brought back up again, and it becomes like a game and a toy, and one day the other person is gonna get sick of you saying this shit and take you up on your offer. Like, never use that as a threat. Like, keep that shit out of it. Like, just say we need to separate right now, maybe we need to go to other sides of the corner, think this shit out, but don't be saying maybe we need to break up or maybe we need to get a divorce. Like, that shit is not cool. Do not use that as a weapon in your in the way that you fight. That is not healthy. So Sierra says you know, we probably can give her the benefit of the doubt. So Bam said, I ain't giving her the benefit of shit. The Bam is not here for Mama D and her foolishness. So the girls arrived for the lingerie party. April body is amazing. I got to give it to her. You know, I've had some issues with her moves in the past, but got to give it to that girl. Her body is everything. So Mama D walks in with stockings on, child, with thigh-high stockings on and a silk pajama top. And I'm like, girl, if you don't get somewhere and sit down. And the Bam, like me, was not impressed. She was looking at her like, I bet you them stockings stink. So the Bam, her confessional say, Miss Judy told me to call her Juice Child. And I was like Judy, if you don't get girl, juice, no, quarter water. That's what it is, child. So Jasmine and Carly arrived late because, you know, she didn't really know if she even wanted to come because she didn't want to be around Sierra. Paris asked April if she and Fee is good while everybody sitting down talking, and you could tell she was kind of caught off guard. But April was like, yeah, well, you know, we're friends. You know, we haven't been together for a year, but we're fine or whatever. So she said that they did therapy and tried everything to make it work, but they just couldn't make it work. Let me tell you one thing that Keisha not going to do. Keisha's not going to therapy with no nigga that ain't my husband. Like, I'm not going to be trying that hard when I'm dating somebody, when he's just my boy friend. I'm not going to be, let's go to therapy. Let's do this, and that to try to make it work. No, nigga, this is obviously not meant to work. You came into my life for a reason, a season. And it's time, obviously, your expiration date has arrived. It's time to move the fuck on. I'm not putting that much energy with nobody that I ain't got no paperwork with. No, ma'am, not doing it. Sorry. So, the dudes are all outside, kicking it, chopping it up. Sierra says to Carly, can we go have a conversation real quick? So they go off to talk, but Carly wants somebody to come mediate. So the Bam offers and tells Yandy to come over too. So they sit down, and Sierra says, you know, I understand how you feel betrayed by me, but I'm genuinely sorry, wholeheartedly apologetic to you because I feel like I owe you that. I don't know how many times I can say that. Like, Sierra used all the big words that was in her vocabulary because wholeheartedly apologetic to you does not make a sentence, ma'am. So Carly says, yeah, I am hurting. I've been there for you when you was in the hospital, every grand opening, even though you've never shown me that type of love. And they just had this same conversation the last season of Atlanta. Like, Sierra must be a shitty friend, or they just recycling this storyline for a storyline for this show. But if this is on some real true shit, then Sierra is a horrible friend. Like, if this is real, like she's one of those me, I need you to be here for me. I need you to support me. I need you to call me. But I'm not going to give you that same energy because you're not that important because it's all about me. And if that's the case, why even bother to be a friend to somebody like that? Hopefully this is just for the show and this shit ain't real. So Sierra says, it confuses me when I see things go up on the blogs after we said we forgive each other. So Carly says those blogs are already taped right after we fought, and I swear on it. You're lying. You literally just said in the beginning of this episode that she texted you something very horrible about your marriage, your failing marriage, and so you went to the blogs. Keep it a buck, Carly. So Carly says, moving forward, if we're going to be friends, I need you to give me the same thing, you know, that I give you. So Sierra's like, you're right. I'm not saying you're wrong. You are right. You know what I'm saying? And I fucked up. So the guys then crashed the party. Carly crying. Yandy was like, you know, it seems like this is just a big misunderstanding. You know, you don't want to just give up on friends like that. It's hard to come by good friends. So Carly says, you know, I wanted you to show up for my birthday. And I started laughing because I'm like, girl, who be crying about another bitch on your birthday? I don't give a fuck. If one of my good friends don't call me on my birthday, you think that's going to ruin my birthday? Nah, bitch, I handle that shit after. I'm going to keep a mental note, but now I'm not going to let nobody ruin my motherfucking birthday, bitch. No, ma'am. No, ma'am, Pam. My own daddy don't even call me on my motherfucking birthday because that nigga don't remember. You think that's going to make me cry over another bitch? Girl, bye. So, Sierra say, you are right. I do got to work on that, and I'm willing to work on that because I want to be a better person. I don't want to be 5-10 years from now and having this problem with people that I know have my back and love me for real. So Carly say, I will show up for your birthday. And Sierra says, and I know And now I know that. Let's do it, girl. I genuinely love our friendship. So Carly say, I don't have nobody. I don't have nobody. And Sierra said, I want to be there. I want to be there. So the band said, can y'all hug it out? And they hug. And it was the funniest shit ever in life to me. So Ray trying to eat one of the candy penises because he thought it was a nipple. Sure you thought it was a nipple. Okay. Fizz over there hugging on April, trying to dick her down, and she fall for it. He like, "Mom, go and walk you back into the room." She like, "Yeah," She felt that dick pressed up against her thigh and didn't know what to do with herself. Meanwhile, Paris all up in their business, peeping game that they left together. I'm like, "Girl, go worry about you some dick. Go fuck on one of these single niggas up in here." So, Imani and Jasmine are flirting and talking, and Jock says to Joy, "She looked just like Carly when she fucked me up." Jock is not over Carly, child. That shit is hilarious to me. Like, if they don't go ahead and get married, and Carly is peeping game too what's going on between their kids, which is hilarious to me. I don't bit more think that they want to talk to each other for real, for real. I think this is just a storyline. Mandy tells Yandy and Judy to come talk to him. They sit by the fireplace, and Yandy and the Bam in the confessional. Yandy tells the Bam, my husbands feel like I should do everything with her. Like, I wish a nigga would. Like, bitch, I don't want to be around your mammy all the goddamn time. I see that bitch on the holidays and maybe every other weekend. Other than that, no. So Judy says to Yandy that she been keeping Mendices away from her ever since he came home. It's all been about her and the kids, and she ain't been able to spend time with her son. And this is that. And I can understand that as a mom, my son been gone for 4 years. I want to, catch up with him, look at him, hug him and kiss him and all that good stuff or whatever. But you have to realize that he has a family and he has children that come before you at this point in his life. And that's not Yandy's fault. If your son wanted to be around you, I'm pretty sure he'll be around you. I'm pretty sure you get on his goddamn nerves. And that's why he ain't came around, and probably uses Yandy and the kids as an excuse as to why he's not coming around. So Yandy says, hopefully we'll be able to let it go, because like she just does not want to go there. Like she just ugh. So the Bam pulls Mama D to the side and confronts her about telling Jock and Sierra about this divorce. So Mama D says, I need to apologize for being in a drunken state. You know how I am when I drink. So Mama D in her confessional says, everything ain't how it looked like on the outside. A few months ago, I text Scrap by mistake his ex-girl's number, and the Bam had tapped into his phone and found out. That's why she's so angry with me. So I'm wondering, did she accidentally text him Erica's number? I'm assuming that's who they're talking about, since Erica will be the one on the show this season. So Mama D says, you don't have anything to be insecure about. Like, from his mama, I'm telling you this. Basically saying, like, you ain't got to worry about no other woman. Like, my son loves you. And she was like, oh, no, I'm not insecure at all. Like, I'm not, or whatever. So Mama D says, I don't think that, no, I'm sorry. So the Bam says, I'm not, you be crossing lines. And Mama said, I don't think that at all. Yes, you do, ma'am. You do cross the line. You should have never brought that conversation up to Sierra or anybody else. That's in-house business. Like, no, you don't do that. And yeah, you're in a drunken state, so I'll give you a pass on that, but keep your mouth shut. So the Scrap comes over and asks what's going on, and the Bam says, Mama D told Jock and Sierra that we're getting a divorce. And Scrap was like, why would you say that? You shouldn't be telling nobody nothing about me. Listen, man, if we're going to be doing all that, I'm not going to be here. I can go the fuck home. You can tell, like, we didn't even come here for all that. Like, you being messy. Like, are the producers trying to bombard me with a storyline, trying to put my business out there? Like, nah. So the Bam says, me too, but like, let's just walk away. Like, I ain't got time for this. So Mama D in her confessional says, my son want to throw me under the bus because the Bam sitting right here. How you think I got the information from his ass? I ain't trying to be messy. I'm trying to fix their marriage. And like I said, I can hear what she's saying, but once again, if your son confided in you, keep that shit between you and your son. That wasn't your place to go tell anybody, not even her, that you even knew this information. Shut the fuck up. So, Scrappy walk off, the Bam walk off. In the confessional room, Yandy, the Bam, Paris, and Sierra all in there. And Yandy asks, well, what happened? And so the Bam tells her about how Mama D, told Sierra and them that they were getting a divorce. And then all the girls like, oh, shit. And so here go Paris talking about some, is y'all? That shit was funny as fuck. Yandy talking about, that ain't nobody business, girl, especially not his mama. That shit was funny as fuck. And so the episode went off. I must say that the family reunion episode 1, I would give a B+. It gave me just enough to get, resubmerge in the characters. Again, it doesn't seem like there's going to be a lot of drama. But I feel like it's just going to be good to catch up with everybody and see some of the things that's going on. Let me know what y'all thought about tonight's episode down below. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like, and subscribe. Make sure you guys check out my assumptions about me part 1 video is up right now. You guys got in my business and asked me a lot of questions. There will be a part 2 video that will be up next Monday. Tomorrow, I have a video going up at 6 p.m. It's a redecorating my living room unboxing video. Make sure you check that out as well. Also, if you want to get you a Dream 2 book box, the link is in the description box down below. Pre-orders go off sale on the 28th of this month, so make sure you order yours now. Also, check out my Amazon storefront for any products that you've ever seen me talk about on my channel that I have gotten from Amazon. Love you guys. Thank you for watching again. See you on the next video. Bye.